Hello and welcome to this News 9 special with me, Atishay Jain. We are less than an hour away before the second T20I gets underway at the iconic Eden Garden Stadium in Kolkata. Just to remind our viewers, the men in blue pocketed the first game by 6 wickets and extended their unbeaten run in T20Is to 7 matches. To discuss more about the second game and what we can expect from it, I have my in-house cricket data analyst Nikhil Narayan here with me, and also Shubhayan Chakravarti joins us from Kolkata. So Nikhil, so far it has been a smooth sailing for Team India. They whitewashed West Indies in 3-0 in the ODI series, and now they pocketed the first game rather comfortably. But going into the second T20I, they have a bit of injury concern. Venkatesh Iyer seemed to have got a knock on his right thumb, and also Deepak Chahar was walked off the field. So do you see any changes in India's playing 11 for the second T20I?
I think the only possible change maybe is that Deepak Chahar might be rested because he has a wrist injury. There are reports of a wrist injury, although it's not confirmed yet. And Shardul Thakur will be a likely like-for-like replacement, swing with the new ball. Otherwise, I think Venkatesh Iyer will play. So I think that will be the only change for India.
Well, Shubhayan, the same question to you. Anything you are hearing about India's playing combination or any changes you would like to see in India's playing 11 from the first T20I?
See, both India and West Indies opted to skip their optional practice session yesterday, so there was no injury concern whatsoever till yesterday. But Venkatesh Iyer has gotten a blow, we could say, during the warm-ups here. But I think he will in all likelihood play. But I'm not so sure about Deepak Chahar. So and because of the reason that India has so many replacements on the bench, you can bring any of Shardul Thakur, Mohammad Siraj, or even Avesh Khan for that matter, and they can easily seamlessly set in into the Indian playing 11. So even if there are a couple of changes, India have plenty of good options that can come as like-to-like replacements.
Well, definitely, Shubhayan. One luxury which India has is they have a ton of replacement options if one of their players get injured. Now, Nikhil, let's talk about the most refreshing part, according to me, so far in this series has been how Indian openers have approached their game plan in the power play. There seems to be a new template under the leadership of Rohit Sharma, where he himself has taken the charge and also the other partner seem to score runs quickly in the power play. So how do you see this? And moving forward, surely this is one of the areas where Team India is looking to work.
Absolutely, Atisha. After the debacle in the 2021 T20 World Cup, especially when we lost the matches against New Zealand and Pakistan, India have definitely, changed their template at the top of the order, and Rohit Sharma, the captain, is leading from the front. It happened in the 3-0 sweep against New Zealand. It happened in the first ODI against the West Indies, and it's happened also in the first T20I against the West Indies. Rohit Sharma has been instrumental in all these matches. He is leading from the front. He's scoring at a strike rate of 195 in the 4 T20I since the 2021 World T20. Also in the first ODI against the West Indies, the runs he scored in the power play were his personal highest ever in a power play in all the matches he's played in his career. So definitely there's a new template to go hard in the power play to emulate teams like England, who based their success in the 2019 World Cup on all-out attack in the power play when the fielding restrictions are in. And as you can see the numbers, there is a very interesting sort of correlation I found between India's result at the Atishay and increase in run rate in the power play. In 2018, when we had a run rate of 8.76, we won 14 matches and lost 4. However, this dipped to 9-1, 7 losses when the run rate dipped to 8.15 in 2019. Then when the run rate again increased to 9.5 in 2020, the win-loss increased 9:1. And this pattern continued right till the end of the 2020 World Cup in 2021. India's run rate dipped and the results also, we lost the matches against Pakistan and New Zealand. And again, India has gone helter-skelter against New Zealand and against West Indies, and we have won all these matches. So there is a positive correlation. I'm not saying this is the only factor, but this is a big factor in determining the final outcome of the result.
Well, definitely it is very refreshing to watch, especially Rohit Sharma, who we have become accustomed to. Like, he has been taking time to start his innings and then he gets going. But now he seems to have donned a new hat, being the skipper. He leads the charge. And also, Shubhan, we saw one of the main reasons behind why India lost their first two matches in the T20 World Cup against Pakistan and New Zealand was how badly they performed in the opening 6 overs with the bat. So now moving forward, the T20 World Cup is just around the corner. It will be played towards the fag end of the year. So this approach, the newly donned approach, you think what is so stand out about this? And also Rohit Sharma is very crucial in this approach.
Oh, 100%, Atish, and this is the same thing I said in our review show after the first T20 that Rohit Sharma is an experienced campaigner and he has that gears, different gears in batting in power play or in the middle overs. That even if he goes gung ho in the power play, he has that sort of gears to sort of anchor the Indian team throughout the middle overs or even keep on going if he has that capability of hitting even in the after the power plays, then what better to the Indian team? And with Virat Kohli currently struggling for form for some big runs, I think it will be very important that Rohit Sharma and later KL Rahul steps in and keep on with the template we are all raving about, because this is the sort of template we all expected from the Indian team, not only before this series started, but even in the 2021 T20 World Cup. And we all know that the conservative approach has hurt India in past, and under Rohit Sharma, I am seeing a fresh template for a longer run, definitely.
Well, definitely, Shubhat, and you rightly brought up the name of Virat Kohli. So, Nikhil, I'll come to you on this. I am so baffled to see Virat Kohli struggle to convert his 10, 17, 18 run innings into a 50 run score. Because if a Kohli of old would have seamlessly mastered the run chase in the previous T20I, but he just threw his wicket away for 17, where do you think he's going wrong? What changes we need to see from Kohli so that he can attain the same level of consistency which we have become so accustomed from him?
I think he needs to take a break from cricket. There are reports suggesting that he won't play the Sri Lanka series. I think Virat Kohli needs a break from cricket. I don't think he needs to play the Sri Lanka T20Is at least. I think whatever has transpired in Indian cricket in the last 6 months has, affected him. It is not technical with Virat Kohli. It cannot be technical with one of the greatest batsmen of all time. It's in his head. Not being the captain, the way he was, outclassed and stripped from captaincy, I would say, by the BCCI. He's feeling isolated, he's feeling marginalized, and therefore it is reflected in his batting. This is not the Virat Kohli of old who used to put a price on his wicket. He almost hated to get out. And the way he's getting out, he scored 17 in the first match, and then, a very casual sort of he came down the track to Akil Hussain and tried to loft it over the covers, was out. It doesn't happen with Virat Kohli. He doesn't hit the ball loosely in the air like this. But, things have happened in the last few months which are, beyond his control, and therefore I think he needs to step away for some time before he comes back. See, Virat Kohli is a great batsman, and in T20I cricket, his form hasn't dipped much. If you all remember, he was the player of the series against England. Yes. In the last bilateral series India played, scoring 231 runs, and he scored 3 magnificent 50s there, although he didn't score a century. So I think just some time off will help Virat Kohli, and some encouragement on and off the field from the media, from Captain Rohit Sharma. And I was very happy what Rohit Sharma said in the press conference, that he asked the media to please leave him alone and everything else will follow. So I think Virat Kohli needs that time off from the game. A lot is happening in his world.
Well, definitely. Shubhan, coming to you on the same topic, Nikhil feels that Virat Kohli needs some time off from cricket, and there are reports actually of Virat Kohli sitting out the T20I series and even the first test match against Sri Lanka. So what do you have for us in that perspective?
See, Atish, even though Virat Kohli has refuted the claim that he never asked for a break during the South Africa series, South Africa ODIs that is, but I can 100% say that there was Arun Dhumal, BCCI treasurer, on record saying that Virat Kohli had asked for a break during the South Africa series. So I think that is one follow-up of that request he had made during the South Africa series, for the South Africa series, that he needs some break. He needs some sort of mental rest to, kind of go back to his place, remain a week or two with his family, spend some good time, and come back rejuvenized. And Indian team at this moment need Virat Kohli at its peak with back-to-back World Cups approaching. I think Indian team without an informed Virat Kohli would be in great loss, I would say. So Virat Kohli taking a break, and who knows? We all know that Mohali is supposed to host it's his 100th test, but it won't be surprising if Virat Kohli takes an extended break and comes back for his 100th test in Bangalore. That is the second test against Sri Lanka, and we all know that Bangalore is like Virat Kohli's second home after Delhi.
Well, definitely India need the run machine Virat Kohli back in form and raring to go, and Shubhayan rightly mentioned with two important World Cups coming up. Now let's talk about the spin duo, the new spin duo, the two leg spinning bowlers Ravi Bishnoi and Yuzvendra Chahal. How impressive was Ravi Bishnoi's spell in the first T20I, Nikhil?
Absolutely brilliant. He started off a bit, wide, little wayward, bowling a couple of wides, but then, to have the control with his sort of action, it's not an easy action. And he doesn't bowl conventional leg spin. He only bowls googlies. I think he bowled all 24 googlies in the first match. And 2 for 17 in 4 overs with 17 dot balls, which was amongst the highest for an Indian bowler on debut. Absolutely fascinating by Ravi Bishnoi. The pressure of an international match he did not show, and his combination with Yuzvendra Chahal in those middle overs, overs 7 to 16. I think they gave us 34 runs in 7 overs, and they controlled the middle overs. They held back the West Indies charge. Batsmen like Pollard and others could not hit Bishnoi, or they took the liking to Chahal, but they could not, hit sixes of Bishnoi. And therefore, I think it's a great sign for India. He's a very difficult customer to pick, with the style of his bowling, with his action, and the fact that he bowls with his wrist, he delivers, googlies and the wrong guns. So I think it's a great start for India, and India is going back again to an old template which got them a lot of success in limited overs between 2017 and 2019 of playing two leg spinners, wicket-taking bowlers in the middle overs. It may not be Kulcha, but it is a different combination now.
Well, definitely. And let's not forget that Ravi Bishnoi is still 21 years old, so he's very fresh. So now, Shubhayan, coming to you on the same thing, what was your initial takeaway from the partnership between Yuzvendra Chahal and Ravi Bishnoi?
Atish, you remember what Chetan Sharma had said while selecting the team for the T20 World Cup, that they are selecting Rahul Chahar just because he can bowl a bit quicker of the surface. And even though I would disagree that Rahul Chahar is that sort of bowler because he can flight the ball well, I would definitely say that if they are looking for someone who can bowl quicker, then I think Ravi Bishnoi is the man right there. We know about his temperament. We saw that in the Under-19 World Cup final when even after scoring a low total, Ravi Bishnoi almost brought India back into the game with 4 wickets. So this guy has that temperament, that skill set, and we have seen that for Punjab Kings as well when he was there. So Ravi Bishnoi is a super talent, and as Rohit said, it will be on Indian team how they utilize this younger talent. And mind you, with Ravi Chandran Ashwin and Washington Sundar also in play, Kuldeep Yadav also being shown some trust back after Rohit Sharma came as a captain. In the coming months, when all are fit, with Ravindra Jadeja also back, Akshar Patel also back, I think it is going to be a major selection headache for the Chetan Sharma, Rahul Dravid, Rohit Sharma and all others.
But definitely it's going to be a problem, but problem of plenty is always something which a team looks forward to. Now some breaking news coming in from Eden Gardens. West Indies have won the toss and they have elected to field first, Nikhil. So clearly a decision taken into account considering how impactful the dew was in the first T20I. So yeah, what's your initial reaction?
Not surprising at all. I mean, the dew factor is a big factor at the Eden Gardens during this time of the year. It is very difficult for the team fielding, especially for the spinners, to grip the ball. So it's not surprising. I think it's advantage to the team chasing in the conditions at the Eden Gardens in February. It will at least make the match a little more interesting, given that West Indies is chasing now.
Well, definitely. Shubhayan, you're right there in Kolkata. So what's the temperature like and atmosphere like, and how much of a dew can we expect in this game?
Again, before the first T20I preview show, during the preview show, I said the same thing. The grass is already a bit wet here. due to dew. So we can expect by the time the second innings comes, the surface will be pretty wet. So I think it will be a challenge, a good challenge. I was hoping that India bowls second here in today's match, because we have seen Indian team flourish when chasing, but under dewy conditions it would be a great challenge for Rohit Sharma and all the bowlers to tackle this dew and get some time on the ground there.
Well, definitely. And some more news coming in is there is no change in India's playing 11. India is going in with the same team. So, Nikhil, Deepak Chahar and Venkatesh Iyer, they are fit and raring to go for this T20I. Another question for you, Nikhil, would be how impressive has Suryakumar Yadav been in the middle overs and when it comes to finishing the games for India?
No, he has a great start to his T20I career. If you see Atish, his first batting innings, he was the player of the match against England in Ahmedabad. And also in the ODI series, he saw India through in a couple of matches. In the first T20I, he came in at a very tricky position. The match was in the balance then, but then 34 of 18, he just took the match away from West Indies. He took the chase to the death. He did not panic. He took the chase to the death, picked his bowlers, and he then pressed on the accelerator. And therefore, I think this Suryakumar Yadav is a more matured batsman than he was before. He still plays all the unconventional, unorthodox shots, which no other Indian batsman even attempts to do. But there is a maturity in pacing his innings, which which we did not see in the Suryakumar Yadav before. So he'll be one of the key players, key finishers for India. Given also that Hardik Pandya, we are not sure whether he'll play in the 11 going into the World Cup. So Suryakumar Yadav's place in the lower middle order becomes extremely crucial.
Well, definitely it has been very heartening to see how Suryakumar Yadav has gone about his business. Now, Shubhan, coming back to you, there is Jason Holder marks his comeback into the side after missing the first T20I. We all know the kind of form he is in. He was terrific against England in the 5-match T20I series, and also in the 3-match ODI series he performed rather well. So do you think inclusion of Jason Holder into the playing 11 will boost West Indies' confidence? Because so far they have been extremely inconsistent and they need someone like Jason Holder to provide that stability with the ball and also with the bat in the lower middle order.
Absolutely, and Atishay, we were one of the first ones to give it to our viewers that Jason Holder had gone to a private hospital through a green corridor after he fell unwell before the first T20I. So it will be interesting how he's feeling at the moment, because before the first T20I, the word came from the West Indies camp that he's doing better, he's all okay. And Jason Holder, even Kyron Pollard has repeatedly said that he just not brings quality with bat and ball, but his leadership in the dressing room is something which is grasped very very bravely by the West Indies youngsters, and this West Indies unit is a very young unit. Even though we all know them by watching them play in CPL, watch them in IPL. These on international circuit, these are pretty young guys, and it will be interesting whether they can sustain the pressure of avoiding a whitewash again.
Well, definitely, Shubhan. Nikhil, so what are the areas you are looking forward from the West Indies that they need to improve from the first T20I in order to better compete with India in the second T20I and also go ahead and even the series?
Firstly, Kyron Pollard needs to bat at 4.
Well, definitely, yes.
Roston Chase should not bat at all. Or he should be demoted in the order. West Indies needs Roston Chase the bowler because he's economical in the middle overs. They don't need Roston Chase the batsman. He's a test batsman. Then one of Odean Smith or Romario Shepherd needs to be promoted. They are wasted at 9 or 10. I mean, they are hard hitters of the ball. They've done wonders in the CPL T10 League in Abu Dhabi. They need to be promoted. West Indies needs to follow the same template of going all out from 1 to 10, which gave them success in the 2016 World T20. Yes, they need players like Roston Chase, but that is only if the innings collapses. They don't need Roston Chase to score 4 runs of 10 deliveries and hurt the momentum of the innings. So West Indies need to go play their USP, all-out attack, and take India, by surprise.
Well, definitely. So Shubhan, before we let you go, my final question to you is, I'm just going to put you on the spot. How many runs do you think India needs to put on the board in order to ensure that they take the unassailable 2-0 lead going to the third match?
See, the Eden Gardens pitch has true bounce, has true pace on there. So this is a batting track. Sorry for the background noise here, but yes, this is a batting track, and with the dew coming later in the second half, I think anything above 160, 170 against this West Indies, 170 plus would be my take against this West Indies lineup.
What about you, Nikhil?
I think India will defend anything above 165.
165. So both Shubhayan and Nikhil feel that anything above 165, India will be favourites to win the game and take 2-0 lead into the series. We are just 15 or so minutes away from live action. So yeah, that's about it from us at the moment. We'll get back to you with the review show tomorrow of the second T20I. Until then, if you like this video, please do hit the like button and subscribe to News 9 across all social media platforms. Thank you so much for watching.